The topic I'm going to talk about here for a few minutes is the task of defining our work. You know, in the broader scope of things, work generally just means anything you need or want to get done that's not done yet. That certainly can range from order more dog food to manage the new corporate acquisition. The challenge many of us face is not only to track but accurately label all of our projects and intended outcomes, and hang on to those stakes in the ground while the rest of the world seems to want to blow us away from all of that like we're in a hurricane. How many of you don't have time to do your work because you have so much other work to do? How many of you in your jobs are only doing what you think you were hired to do? I never get one positive response in any group I ask that question to. I credit the late, great Peter Drucker for framing this issue better than anyone from the macro perspective. You know, he indicated that whereas 80 years ago, 80% of our workforce made its living by making or moving things, that number is now less than 10%. And that knowledge work demands a completely different paradigm of focus than we have been trained in as a professional culture. Drucker's seminal book on this was The Post-Capitalist Society, published, almost 3 decades ago. The good news about making or moving something as your job is that when you come to work, unmade, unmoved things make it real easy to know how to spend your day. You do not need personal organization other than to efficiently manage the work that's obviously and visibly at hand. The bad news is that these days only a small percentage of us start to do our work and know instantly and obviously what to do. We have to make it up. And very few, if any, of the people we interact with seem to be supporting our agenda. So it becomes critical for each of us to maintain a complete and accurately defined list of projects, that is, desired or required outcomes, and to ensure that we review those at least weekly with real sincerity of focus, creating and capturing all the, oh yeah, that reminds me, oh yeah, I need to, kind of next actions that need to happen to make our work happen. This needs to include all the professional and personal projects about which you would like ideally for something to be happening, during the course of an operational week. Look into buying a new digital camera, finalize the new budget implementation, refinance our mortgage, set up my home office, etc. We were only trained and equipped in our culture to show up and deal with the work at hand. We now have to train ourselves to equip ourselves, create our own goal lines and the safety ropes onto these outcomes to keep steady in our course against the winds of the world that often have their own agendas. Good luck.